This MMA content is proudly brought to you by the AllStar app, a fully customizable ad-free sports experience. Download it now.
Next week, there's a fight night card happening. It's Vicente Luque and Belal Muhammad rematch. Vicente in the first fight a few years back, I believe a minute and a half into the first round, he got the TKO. Now they're in different positions now. Title shots are on the line, or one fight from a title or whatever. What do you see? Whatever. Do you follow? Have you been following these guys?
Oh, Vicente Luque is beast. I like his style. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. I feel like he's a pretty incredible. He's a pretty incredible athlete, pretty incredible fighter. Yeah, it's a funny one. Like we talk about styles, and just some styles have like the key components that can counter other styles quite well. I feel like this is like the position that we have. Vicente Luque is just his boxing is a level above Belal, and Belal like uses his boxing to set up his wrestling and get his pressure off. So it's just like, yeah, I feel like, and that's a hard thing to overcome as well. To be knocked out in a position like that, and then to overcome that or change the course of something like that is like really difficult.
Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, it's not like he's like the flashiest guy or a guy that's going in there and getting like huge knockouts or crazy submissions. It's just like he's a guy that goes in there and wins and makes the right
Mm-hmm.
adjustments. Like his last fight, he just a lot of people thought he just took Gilbert Burns's game plan and beat Stephen Boy Thompson even better than Gilbert Burns
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
and that's pretty much what he did. You know what I mean? So with Bilal, man, I feel like this is his chance to kind of get to that next step. You know what I mean? Like in that welterweight division, like get to that point where it's like, okay, this guy's a legit prospect, or not prospect, contender. Right now I don't know if he's that, like, to the level of like a Gilbert Burns or anything like that. I feel like he's kind of like one notch below. But with the win or
Mm.
even finishing Vicente Luque, yeah, he's gonna be up there. He's gonna be fighting and clawing. His name is in the mix, like people like to say. Um, Stylistically, Luque, who doesn't like watching Vicente Luque fight? You know what I mean? Like the dude is just submission or knockout, submission or knockout. You know what I mean? Unless you know how to neutralize him. And the funny thing is, Wonder Boy neutralized him and beat him. Uh,
Mm.
3 rounds, 15 minutes, pretty dominant. Can Bilal do that with his skill set? What do you think?
That's a that's a pretty different style going
Exactly, right?
Belal
Yeah.
Muhammad to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Like then, yeah, that's like the funny thing that people get. They're like, well, this guy's ranked 5 and this guy's ranked 7. Like, shouldn't the number 5 be? It's like, nah, that's not how this works. That's not at all how this works. Like those are two completely different styles. That's stylistically that's a hard matchup for Vicente Luque because he's like like subtle. A lot of his movements are subtle, like getting his strikes off. Like
Mhm.
because Stephen Thompson is so good at covering distance in and out, changing angles, cutting distance. Like that for Vicente Luque is a hard stylistic matchup to overcome. But Belal Muhammad is a lot easier stylistic matchup for him to overcome. Like they both play the same game. Belal's using his hands to use his striking to set up his takedowns, and Vicente Luque uses his hands and defends wrestling. Like they just match up together incredibly well.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fun matchup, man. I like it.
It's a fun
I like
fight
to
for
see,
sure.
yeah, I like to see what Bilal can do. You know what I mean? I
Who's
feel
the
like
co? Who's the co-main? Who's the co on that card? What's some other fights on that one?
I don't know what the co-main is. I don't think this is the co-main.
Hey!
I think like the co-main
They
is not even determined yet.
what? We can't do that. It's tomorrow. Oh, it's next week.
Yeah, but like you said, if it's not 5 rounds, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like I don't see what the co-main is. But when you look at some of the fights, um, Jakar Klose is coming back. This is his first fight since the whole Jeremy Stevens thing, where he got pushed and got whiplash, and then he had to pull out the fight. And now he's coming back and fighting Brendan Jenkins. Did you train with Brendan Jenkins at Syndicate?
Yeah.
I think you did, right?
Good.
I think you did. Yeah. So he's fighting Jakar
Fighting.
Klose.
That's a good fight. Like that's a pretty big name for him, right? He's had a fight in the UFC, yeah.
Yeah, one fight he lost by TKO in the 3rd round, and then now he's getting Jakar Klose, who just fought Beneil Dariush in his last fight, which is wild matchmaking right there.
Pretty big step up in competition. That's crazy. But Jenkins, I think his fight name is the Human Highlight Reel. Like that's a pretty good fight name. You gotta like live up. You gotta really live up to the hype of your name's the Human Highlight Reel. Like that's pretty big. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. That's a big step up, though. I'm excited to see that fight.
Yeah, he said Jenkins. He did an interview with Sasha, right? And in the interview, he said that he put on 9 pounds of muscle with the help of the PI. The PI helped him put on 9 pounds of muscle. Like I guess he was lacking muscle for the division. So 9 pounds is a lot of weight to be adding, right?
That's a lot of weight.
Especially,
that's a lot of weight.
Muscle. I wonder how that.
That's a lot of weight, just like me, baby. Hey.
Thank you guys for watching the video to the end. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. We got a lot of things in the works, so please stay tuned.